lesson 2 of your Year 7 scheme of work, Introduction to Shakespeare. During these unusual times, we will endeavour to provide the best work that we possibly can for you to complete at home. Now we're moving on from Much Ado About Nothing. Today we're going to take a look at Romeo and Juliet. So, first things first, take a look at the links that are provided on Show My Homework and give those a watch. What we'd like you to do is create a 6-box storyboard for the summary of Romeo and Juliet. Just like we did with Much Ado About Nothing with the timeline, this will help you to get a grip on the gist of the play, what it's about, and what the key events are, so that you can access the extract we're going to take a look at later during this lesson. Okay, following that, what we're going to do is take a look at an interesting scene, Act 3, Scene 5. And in this scene, Juliet is in a dialogue, and that's an unusual time. You wouldn't even be going for lunch now, but it doesn't matter, you're not here. We're going to take a look at Act 3, Scene 5, and in this scene, Juliet is in a discussion, a rather heated discussion, with her father, Lord Capulet. Now, Elizabethan attitudes towards gender and the role of women in marriage were very different to what they are today, and they were very unfair. So a daughter was often seen as the property of their father. They were seen as kind of like a currency that could be shuffled one way or another in order to increase the wealth and the power and the prestige of their father. Now in this scene, Lord Capulet wants Juliet to marry a man called Paris. She doesn't want to, because she's already secretly married to Romeo, and there's a very heated conflict between the two of them. What we'd like you to do is go through the extract that's provided on Show My Homework and just underline and explain any examples of argumentative language that these characters use. Again, we provide a modern translation as well as the original Shakespeare. So go through it with a highlighter, use a pen, underline anything, and annotate as well if you can print. Otherwise, create a separate Word document. Label, explain what it is in their language which is particularly argumentative, what they're trying to say, and how this might be hurtful for one party or the other. You can probably tell which words, which phrases, sentences are argumentative because of some of the punctuation that's used. I mean, if you can see a character using an exclamation mark, then Shakespeare's trying to tell the actor who's going to portray that character that they need to put a certain emotion behind it. What is that emotion? Now, after you've read and annotated that extract, what we'd like you to do is have a go at, putting yourself in the playwright's shoes and rewriting that scene, but altering it from a conflict. Instead, trying to get Juliet to explain how she's feeling, and maybe showing Lord Capulet as behaving in a slightly different way to what he does in Shakespeare's text. Maybe showing Capulet as being understanding to what Juliet has to say. This is a really useful technique to make sure that you understand what an extract or a wider text is about, because it shows that you can not only read what the playwright has written and you can understand it, you can interpret it, but also that you can reword it and you can reshape it, which shows that you get it far better than somebody who's just analysed it. Okay, we'll get some more activities for you shortly. Thank you very much.